empowered friends. It's me, your girl Susie, and welcome to Susie's Empowerment Channel. If this is your first time, welcome back to the real OGs who have been rocking with me this whole time. Today I am doing something a little different. As you know, in the previous video, I said I was going to discuss 3 things I wish I knew before becoming a flight attendant. Well, really, it's only one. It's only one thing, and that's every airline is different. So do your research. And I say it's only one thing because everything I'm going to discuss in this video falls up under that, right? Because when you do your research, you realize that not all airlines are going to be aligned with your values or what you want out of life, right? The pay structure is going to be different. You know, for instance, speaking from personal experience, the airline I work for, and if you all don't know, I am a regional flight attendant with a major airline, but the regional airline that I work for, we are under the umbrella of the main line. We are wholly owned. We are a wholly owned subsidiary of that main line, right? Whereas SkyWest, I believe they're owned by themselves, right? I'm not sure about Republic. I don't know if Republic is, but I know that SkyWest, they also operate for 2 different main lines, right, as a regional. And so when I discuss the pay structure, I always refer to SkyWest because although they fly the ERJ and the CRJ, we fly only the CRJ, and SkyWest makes $3 more than we do starting. And they get boarding pay. So I say do your research because, and this is not to say that I regret working for the airline that I'm working for. You know, I'm thankful for the opportunity because it has afforded me experience, and it has, you know, afforded me personal growth and professional growth. So, you know, even if you have to start with an airline or a company that, you know, pays less or, you know, doesn't go as far, it's a great opportunity to get experience so that you can apply to mainline. So, you know, we're like the lowest paid regional airline. And while money is not a motivating factor for me, it's the time. Money still plays a huge part, right? Because you want to use your flight benefit. I have a 28-year-old son, and before I started working as a flight attendant, I was able to, you know, help him out with life and circumstances in life. And right now, because I don't make enough money to do that, I'm not able to do that, right? I'm not able to assist him on his journey of life, you know, because we all do need a little bit of assistance. And, you know, me being a mother, I want to assist my child in any way I possibly can. Not enable him, I want to assist him. So I would like to make a little bit more money. And I think it's kind of bogus and unfair that we are paid not only $10 less than our mainline counterparts, but also $3 less for a competitive airline that's doing the same, you know, the same thing that we're doing. So do your research, and I'll say that throughout this video. Do your research. Go and see how much they get paid. Also, reserve life. See what their reserve life is like, because the only airline that I know is Mainline Delta that gives you a line right off the bat, and you're required to work. I have a 28-year-old son, and before I started working as a flight attendant, I was able to, you know, help him out with life and circumstances in life. And right now, because I don't make enough money to do that, I'm not able to do that, right? I'm not able to assist him on his journey of life, you know, because we all do need a little bit of assistance. And, you know, me being a mother, I want to assist my child in any way I possibly can. Not enable him, I want to assist him. So I would like to make a little bit more money. And I think it's kind of bogus and unfair that we are paid not only $10 less than our mainline counterparts, but also $3 less for our, a competitive airline that's doing the same, you know, the same thing that we're doing. So do your research. And I'll say that throughout this video, do your research. Go and see how much they get paid. You're required to do reserve once a month. Now, as you gain seniority with Delta Airlines, you eventually get to the point where you no longer have to do reserve once a month, right? But of course, we all know that, you know, that's years down the line. I know with American, now I'm not sure with American how it works, because I know that they recently had their contracts redone, and I heard so many different people say, you know, because I watch different flight attendant videos, and I highly recommend that too, especially, you know, preparing for the interview if you get a face-to-face and all that other stuff, because you want to make sure that you're, you know, prepared for the questions that they're going to ask. Now, you might not necessarily know exactly what questions that they're going to ask, but, you know, some of the common questions are, you know, why do you want to be a flight attendant? And I would highly recommend that you not tell them that this is your dream career, because a dream career is going to, there's going to be a lot of challenges when you are pursuing your dreams, right? So I would highly encourage you to dig deeper than, why do you want to be a flight attendant, right? Dream career is, because with a dream, sometimes you're going to have to put it to the side and do something else until you can come back. Like dreams sometimes can be very disappointing, right? Because you had this one, you envisioned it this way and it turns out another way. So I would just encourage you to dig deeper when, you know, if you make it to because we speaking things into existence. Like, so when you make it to the face-to-face, dig deeper than this is my dream career, okay? Because they might even ask you, why is this your dream career, right? And everybody wants to travel. Like, who doesn't want to travel? But like, dig deeper. And, you know, some other questions to describe yourself, you know, like some easier questions like that. Or what do you think will be your greatest challenge with this job? Like, these are some of the questions that they're going to ask. So make sure that you're prepared, you know, so that you're not going in there fumbling. Of course, you might fumble a little bit because you're nervous, but just prepare yourself before the interview. But yeah, check out their reserve life. You know, like I said before, because I watch a couple of American Airlines flight attendants. They just recently got a new contract. If I'm not mistaken, you got to do 2 years of reserve before you get a line. I could be wrong, but their previous contract was you are required to do 1 year of reserve, straight reserve, 1 year on call. And then after the first year, you get a line, but then you're required to sit. So it says you're on reserve every month for 1 full year, then every other month for 3 years. But I think they changed that. I think it's you're on reserve for 2 whole years. Then on your 3rd year, it's every other month. And then eventually it will be every 4th month. So you'll have 3 months with a line and then 1 full month of reserve. 3 months with, and then of course, as you progress in your seniority, then, but you know, so check out that stuff. And you know, I found that information on their FAQs. So just go on the FAQs and find out, do your research, do your research, do your research. I can't express that enough. Two, you want to see how many hours, as a reserve, you're required to work. And so with my company, it is you're guaranteed 75 hours a month. So they can use you any kind of way that they want to. You could be ready reserve where you're just sitting at the airport. You can be home reserve, or they can use you for a trip. And when you are on reserve, if they use you for a trip, that goes into your 75. It's not extra unless they use you extra. Okay. So, and I think they're only allowed to use you when you're on reserve for 90 hours, right? You can pick up to 110, but they're not allowed to use you more than 90. With all the, the rules and everything like that, because you have to be off for 24 hours before you can pick up another trip, and you cannot work 7 days straight. You have to work 6 days with at least 24 hours off. And you can't, if you are in between, so say like you had a 3-day trip and then you want to pick up 2 days, you have to make sure that you've had your minimum rest, which in domicile is 11 hours and outside of domicile is 10. But you're not supposed to be outside of domicile anyway, right? Because you're supposed to be at base. And although I don't encourage commuting, I would say choose an airline where it's commutable, and not to where you're commuting 3 hour, find something that's like an hour, 40 minutes, like short trips, or see if you can move closer to the base. I highly, highly, highly recommend that, because your call out time is 2 hours. I was doing some research before I did this video, so I was looking on like American Airlines, and if you work in their DC base and their New York base, if you work in their Washington, Virginia, Baltimore area, you get a 2.5 or 3 hours? I want to say it might be 3 hours. Okay, so yeah, actually it's their Miami base too. So in Miami, if you're Miami based, DC based, or New York based, you have a 3 hour call out time. 3 hours, and 3 hours for them to call you on reserve. So you definitely want to be close to the base, and then it's 2 hours for all the other bases. Same thing with my company. My company is a little different though. With New York, it's only 2.5 hours. It's not 3 hours, but it's 2 hours for every other base. But so you want to make sure you're as close as you possibly can be, because commuting is another job in itself. And if you're commuting in the day before and having to pay for a hotel, like, it gets expensive, especially when you're only making 25 an hour versus the 35 an hour, because I think American also starts you out at 35, just like Delta. So do your research. Like I said, I found that if you click on American's flight attendant job description, there is a FAQ brochure. I'm sure that you can find it with any other airline. I didn't really pull all the airlines for this video. I just so happened to have that from my previous interview with American, and I went on there just to make sure it was updated, and it was. So I went ahead and printed another copy. But so do your research. The information is out there. Do a comparison. Every airline is going to have pros and cons. So I just, if make a list. What's your priority? My priority is time, then it's money. So do your research, and I hope this video helped. If you all have any other suggestions for videos, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you have any questions about the flight attendant position, interviewing, any of that information, go ahead and leave it in the comments and I will answer those questions in another vlog. And if you made it this far and you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, and then if you found this information valuable, go ahead and share it out to anyone else, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.